What is going on YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of Vancouver's Worst Drivers. It's a time of a year for the craziest clips of 2021. Now, this year has been crazy. I've got a lot of great content for you guys, and I just want to thank every one of you guys for sending me videos, watching my videos, and thanks for my sponsors like Blackboxmycar. This has been a great year for the channel, and I appreciate each and every one of you. So without further ado, let's get into the videos. Up first, we got a bunch of clips for outside of Howell's 55 house in Richmond. This is just a few of the clips he sent me over the last year. There's a lot more. Fortunately, the city of Richmond has actually decided to install lights at this intersection. Thank goodness. And I'm hoping with that installed that we shouldn't see any more video clips, but here are some for you guys from last year. And then another home security footage captured by David where this truck just plows right into this SUV in broad daylight. The owner of the SUV is just standing on his driveway. You know, one moment his SUV is intact and then the next moment is just smashed to smithereens and he's not even driving. Here's something you don't see every day. A cyclist losing control going uphill. Looks like this green van cuts him off. And I guess the cyclist has some sort of engine on his bike or something, which is why he's probably losing control. These people are probably wondering, yeah, what the hell is going on here? And then the guy just takes off. Obviously, his silver SUV tries to catch up to him, but not really sure how this ended, but what a bizarre situation here. This is one of the most insane videos I have seen this year, and even on the channel for that matter, for the last 3 years. And it just is a reminder to us that anything can happen in a split second. So if you look on the left-hand side of the screen, this white pickup truck runs the red light, and this is the chaos that ensues. Hopefully everybody's okay in this situation. Didn't really hear any update, but what an insane clip. This clip right here must have been horrifically embarrassing for this red car. I guess they were so excited about getting their Starbucks for the day that instead of driving straight out of a drive-thru, they decided to turn right through the bushes and ends up getting stuck. And all these people are trying to help them, but to no avail. Like, how embarrassing. This is one of the most unexpected things you're going to see all day. Someone just gunning it, hanging a sharp right, and then crashing all by themselves. I'll be honest with you, I'm actually surprised I don't see more clips like this where people are just not paying attention for 1 second and then crossing over the line. Is actually really remarkable that this is actually one of a few videos I've seen of something like this happening. This is a terrifying clip sent in by Raymond where this driver is driving on the wrong side of the road. And I gotta commend Raymond because he dodged this situation like a pro, just didn't lose control, didn't get a head-on accident. Great maneuver. You'd think in the city of Vancouver that things like this wouldn't happen, but unfortunately for Jeremy, it did. And the craziest thing about this was ICBC originally tried to blame Jeremy for this accident. This clip was recorded in Port Coquitlam where this driver loses control and basically pushes the other car head on. And the worst part about this as well, the other driver didn't even stay at the scene and drove off. Fortunately, it looks like nobody was seriously injured in this accident. This crash video is confusing to me, okay? Looks like there's barely anybody around. This person's like swerving over multiple lines all at once. They're just pinning it for no reason and ends up in a crash. And for what? Just so you can go maybe like 20 kilometers faster on the highway? Just such a dumb move. So here's a hit and run that was recorded, and my guess is that the driver on the left-hand lane behind Usman didn't stop in time, tried to go in the opposite lane, and ended up smashing right into these cars, but just pieced out. And this was filmed a while back, and not really sure if they ever found the driver. So I was laughing so hard when I first saw this video. Far up in the distance, it looks like there was a homeless guy who stole the garbage cans from one of the city workers and just runs off with it, almost gets hit by the bus in the process. I'm surprised the city worker ran after him. Like, dude, it's just a garbage can, man. Don't risk your life over it. So I'm not going to generalize for all cyclists, but I feel like cyclists like this person in particular believe that, well, if I signal, I can just have a right of way. And unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. So here's a hit and run that you don't see every day. I don't know what led up to this incident, but it looks like the dash camera and this white pickup truck are in this road rage incident, which leads into an accident. So the white pickup truck just backs up down Willingdon Avenue, and I gotta say, he drives better than probably most people out there on the road. Anyways, dash camera's chasing him, and what this guy does is crazy. He only has one license plate on the back of his vehicle, goes to the back, grabs it, and throws it into his vehicle. So unfortunately, there's no way of actually finding out who this guy actually was. Here is laziness in its purest form. This driver drives down the pedestrian walkway on the seawall in English Bay so that they can put their blankets and their cooler and their beers out on the grass without having to walk from a parking lot. Unbelievable. I understand that walking in Vancouver is dangerous, especially when you're crossing the street, but there's things that you can do, like not walk into traffic, that you can do to protect yourself from getting hit by cars. And here's another example where this guy almost becomes roadkill to Grey Wolf because he's trying to jaywalk in the middle of a street. Up next, we got a ton of car accident clips here from people that were too impatient to make sure the intersection was clear before they proceeded through. And I'm seeing this more and more often. I'm not really sure what's changed, or maybe people are just noticing it more because of their dash cams, but a lot of these are also bizarre to me because they can see the car proceeding through, like this one, yet they're still going to go for it. So let this be a reminder to every one of you, especially if you guys are new drivers out there, make sure the intersection is clear before you go. If you can't see if an intersection is clear, just don't even go. It doesn't even matter if a person's honking behind you or what. You gotta make sure you're safe out there. Sean captures this incident in North Vancouver on Marine Drive where this pedestrian almost gets hit by a Civic, and he's pretty upset as you can imagine, and then almost gets hit by a white van here as well, and neither of these vehicles have an advanced green arrow. This video was recorded by Kai's friend or family member, not entirely sure. This car on the right doesn't yield and tries to turn left right in front of them, hits the vehicle to the left, and then unfortunately, instead of pushing the brake, they push the gas. And then I believe this was a similar situation because you can see this car just smashing right into this pole here. And I believe again that they pushed the gas instead of the brake, but at least the pole helped them brake, I guess. Looking on the bright side here. So this insane crash was filmed either in Surrey or Langley, I believe, but if you look up ahead to the left, this white SUV makes this crazy left turn, and it wasn't even from a left turn lane, and he didn't even have a green light to do that. So an ambulance SUV is approaching this intersection, and note that no one is moving because they all hear sirens except for this guy. So this is a weird clip. This black car runs a red light. I guess they noticed too late that they ran the red light, proceed through the intersection, and then they end up on the wrong side of the road. And then this red light runner is next level. Uses the crosswalk basically to get through the intersection. Like, buddy, you're not one of those four-wheel wheelchairs. Who knew that making a simple right-hand turn was so difficult for some people? Gina recorded this incident near Joyce Collingwood in Vancouver, and this is how people die. Bad driving in Richmond must be contagious because even the cops have caught it. Yep, that's going to be an incident report. Being a bike courier in Vancouver, and especially downtown Vancouver, is dangerous enough, and I don't think cyclists need to make it more dangerous by biking against traffic. This was definitely one of the craziest U-turns I saw in 2021. This driver is doing this in the middle of this massive intersection, on a red light, cutting off Adrian, and just going for it anyways. Like, you can tell this guy just doesn't care about getting a ticket. So up next, we got a couple of instant karma clips, starting with this one from Richmond. This SUV runs a red light super late, probably doesn't even recognize that's a red light, but unfortunately for them, the RCMP officer behind him notices a red light. And then this one, man, if you're gonna do a U-turn, okay, at least look behind you, look to the right, because this cop's just chilling here, keeping an eye on people doing U-turns on Kingsway, which is super common, and he notices and he sees everything. So in a few moments, there's going to be this insane accident where this car turns left from a far right lane right into Van City Keefe, and it's kind of unclear whether this was an unmarked police car or an off-duty police officer, but either way, this was actually a police officer getting involved in this accident. I would be very, very, very nervous being this cyclist with this guy driving behind me. This was a super avoidable accident. Had this Mazda just checked to see if it was a red or green light for him. Fortunately, though, it ended up not being a T-bone accident, though. I don't know what's going on here, if this is like a road rage incident or these are friends trying to chase each other or what's going on, but they need to cut it out. So I can't tell if this white SUV is lucky or unlucky. I mean, they're unlucky that they got an accident. They clearly did not notice that they didn't have a green light, but I guess they're lucky because there's an ambulance right here to take care of them. All right, so if you're new to this channel, every month Blackboxmycar gives away $100 to people who just send me in videos. It doesn't have to be the craziest video or anything like that. As long as it's featured on the channel, you would be eligible to win. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to do a second video in November. I was super busy, so my apologies. So this is a little late, but the month of November's winner for $100 to Blackboxmycar is Lester Cloresco. So congratulations, Lester, on winning $100 to Blackboxmycar. And again, if you're new to the channel, I'll leave a link in the description below to the video that kind of explains this contest and how you could win. Alright, thank you so much for watching this end of the year video. I hope you like it. If you did, hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're looking for Christmas gifts or gifts for yourself, you can get 7% off Blackboxmycar. Check out the link in the description below for orders over $150.